The story begins with Prince Philip surprising Queen Elizabeth II with a corgi puppy, later named Rex. Queen Elizabeth has always had an eye for corgis, so she quickly adopted Rex into the family, despite already having 3 other corgis: old and stern Nelson, fussy Lady Margaret, and well-behaved Charlie. It wasn't long before Queen Elizabeth was preoccupied with Rex and her life turned into a one-man puppy show. It wasn't long before the other corgis felt alienated, as Rex got all the attention. Even Prince Philip is uncomfortable with Rex's new company, often spending time with them in their bed. As the days and months pass, it becomes clear that Rex receives special treatment compared to the other dogs, until the day Rex is crowned the Queen's top dog and celebrated by the entire kingdom. At one point, Buckingham Palace is visited by President Donald Trump and his wife Melania. They're accompanied by their precious dog Mitzi, coincidentally also a corgi. The president is seeking a companion for their dog and finds the task of finding the perfect match quite challenging. Queen Elizabeth proposes that one of her corgis could potentially be a suitable mate for Mitzi, hoping it would strengthen the bond between their nations. Mitzi quickly develops an interest in Rex, but unfortunately, Rex is not thrilled about the idea of becoming Mitzi's mate. As the evening progresses, Rex is being prepared for spending time with Mitzi. The president decides to set a romantic mood by playing a love song on the radio, and Queen Elizabeth dims the lights to create a cozy atmosphere. While Queen Elizabeth and the president attend a dinner with important guests, Mitzi, excited about her potential mate, attempts to approach Rex, but he is clearly reluctant and keeps trying to escape. Undeterred, Mitzi grabs some tape and ropes, using them to pull Rex closer to her. Rex, however, seizes an opportunity and dashes through a concealed door, prompting Mitzi to chase after him in a frenzy. Upon entering the room, Mitzi is astonished to find an array of Rex merchandise, and she realizes that Rex was hiding among the objects, pretending to be a statue. Taking advantage of the situation, Rex pushes a box over Mitzi, momentarily stunning her, and makes a swift dash for the exit. In a desperate attempt to prevent Mitzi from escaping, Rex cleverly climbs on top of the box to add weight, making it difficult for her to move it. He then leads Mitzi straight to the door, grasping the knob and opening it. Mitzi retaliates by throwing Rex down the stairs. In an amusing twist of fate, Rex lands inside a server plate instead of the roast chicken meant for dinner. Reacting quickly, Rex jumps out of the plate and hides under the table to avoid Mitzi. Despite their efforts to remain concealed, Mitzi is relentless in her pursuit of Rex. Just as she is about to catch him, Prince Philip intervenes and accidentally kicks Rex toward the president. The president, caught off guard, instinctively throws up his food, which ends up splattering directly at Queen Elizabeth. The president makes a shocking revelation about Rex, who unexpectedly bites him. As a consequence, the president and his wife leave Buckingham Palace feeling disheartened. Trying to seek solace, Rex attempts to cozy up to the Queen, but she refuses his advances and sends him to his bed. Feeling anxious about losing his status as the top dog, Rex confides in Charlie, explaining how his dinner mishap led to the president canceling their visit and returning to America. Overwhelmed by disappointment and self-doubt, Rex believes he has brought shame upon the royal family and contemplates running away. With no clear destination in mind, Charlie suggests the possibility of going to the Pope's house in Vatican City. They immediately embark on their journey and make their escape under the cover of night. When they encounter a vigilant soldier on guard duty, Charlie devises a clever plan involving coating their feet with jelly to enable them to walk on walls unnoticed. Sneaking past another soldier who is guarding the front door, they manage to hide under a table, just in time to avoid being noticed when the soldier nearly drops a valuable vase while checking behind him. Outside the palace, Rex starts to hesitate and contemplate abandoning the plan, but Charlie encourages him to stay the course. Upon reaching the maze garden, Charlie persuades Rex to remove his collar to avoid any identification. Their last challenge is a high wall, but Charlie knows a secret hole they can use to get through. Once on the other side, they still have to be cautious of palace soldiers, and in a daring move, they take refuge inside a road sign to cross the street, narrowly avoiding a close encounter with a speeding car. After surviving a close call on the road, Charlie and Rex find themselves in a dimly lit area of St. James Park. Rex becomes anxious when he hears some strange noises and worries if the place might be haunted. However, Charlie reassures him that the sounds are likely just the park's resident geese making their presence known. Unexpectedly, a pair of geese start pursuing them, leading them to the park's bridge. Feeling unsure about his plan to run away, Rex expresses his desire to go back to the palace. But Charlie intervenes and forcefully pushes him off the bridge, asserting that there's no turning back now. Charlie reveals his resentment towards Rex, believing he was destined to be the alpha until Rex arrived and took that position from him. In a shocking turn of events, Charlie hurls a stone brick at the ice, causing Rex to plunge into the icy waters below. As Rex struggles to grasp the situation, he realizes that Charlie has betrayed him, driven by envy over his newfound status as the top dog. Despite his efforts to stay afloat, Rex finds himself in a predicament when his foot becomes entangled in a wheel, causing him to be dragged underneath. Just as things seem dire, Sunjay spots him from a distance. Later, Rex regains consciousness at the dog shelter, where Sunjay works, having received a quick injection of immune boosters. Without a collar or a dog chip for identification, he is led to the dog cells. Struggling to accept his new circumstances, Rex stubbornly clings to the belief that the queen herself will come to his rescue, which initially sets him apart from the other dogs at the shelter. Afterward, he encounters his cellmate, the chatty but amiable Jack, and the indifferent and unconscious chief. Jack quickly introduces Rex to the shelter's supposed rules. The following day, the person in charge of the dogs realizes that Rex is nowhere to be found and alerts the queen. Frantically searching all over Buckingham Palace for Rex, Charlie contacts the queen, who stumbles upon a scene with a sausage and ketchup spilled on the lawn, leading her to assume that Rex has fallen victim to foxes, leaving only his collar behind. In response to the presumed loss, they hold a funeral for Rex, during which Charlie puts on an impressive display of acting. The queen felt terrible for him, making him top dog, believing he was Rex's best friend. In the meantime, at the shelter, Jack makes an effort to console a worried Rex and proposes the possibility that he might find a new home during the shelter's weekly public viewing, where potential adopters come to meet the dogs. However, Rex firmly asserts that he doesn't want to be rehomed, as he remains determined to return to the palace. Jack pretends to enjoy life at the shelter, but when humans arrive, he transforms into a different dog, eagerly attempting to win them over and secure adoption. Rex, hopeful that it might be the queen, excitedly waits upon seeing a pink hat through the window. Unfortunately, it turns out to be a fashionably dressed man, leaving Rex disappointed. At the same time, Jack is close to being adopted when unexpectedly he urinates, driving the potential adopter away. Later that night, the shelter's caretaker conducts his rounds and collects the dog's bowls. During this time, Rex notices a stealthy chihuahua roaming around. While trying to ask Jack who it is, Jack mistakes what he is referring to for Bernard, one of the country's finest acting dogs, or Al, the best sniffer dog in Heathrow Airport, until they are both abandoned by their owners. After some slick moves, the chihuahua breaks everyone from their cells and they head to the fight club. Rex wonders why they stay behind if it is too easy to break out of their cells, when Jack explains the shelter is much better than being stranded outside during winter. Tyson, a pit bull terrier who was a former fighting dog before he got impounded, now hosts the usual fight club, where they witness a fight between Boxer, a boxer dog, and Rebel, the Doberman cross. Before the highly anticipated fight, the extraordinary wanderer Wanda delights the audience with some pre-match entertainment. Rex becomes infatuated with Wanda, but Jack cautions him against pursuing her since she is Tyson's partner. Despite the warning, Rex can't stop thinking about Wanda, leading to a sleepless night. During breakfast the next day, Rex rushes over to Wanda, attempting to impress her, but Tyson appears and threatens him with violence. Fortunately, Wanda intervenes and protects Rex, excusing his behavior by claiming he's just being playful. Meanwhile, the caretaker steps outside for some fresh air, only to slip on the ice and break his mug. Upon seeing the broken mug, Wanda recognizes Rex as the queen's esteemed top dog and seizes the opportunity to win him over, believing it could be her ticket to leave the shelter. Wanda's words deeply affect Rex, prompting him to express his affection for her in front of everyone. Witnessing this display, Tyson decides to enlist Rex in the fight club that night. Anxious about his chances against Boxer, the formidable opponent, Rex's friends rally to support him and help him prepare for the upcoming battle. However, the training doesn't go as well as they hoped, leading Jack to suggest a plan B, assessing the layout of the fight arena and using it strategically while employing a run-and-hide tactic. Later, at the fight club, Rex is coerced into participating. To everyone's surprise, when Wanda cheers him on, Tyson switches places with Boxer and attacks Rex himself. Feeling overwhelmed, Rex attempts to escape through an open window but is unsuccessful. He then tries to hide in the furnace's pipes, but Tyson is not far behind, determined to catch him. Rex decides to hide in one of the pipes when Boxer opens the furnace to blow Rex out of the pipe. As Tyson holds Rex in his hands and is about to throw him into the oven, Wanda turns off the switch and closes the oven, leaving everyone in complete darkness. When the shelter's janitor went looking for the switch, he found the dogs out of their cages. Tyson threatens Wanda for interfering in his fight with Rex. After their argument, Jack advises them to take them to a shelter tomorrow so Tyson can't get to them. But Rex speaks up and tries to convince everyone to stand up to him together, but don't succeed. Later that day, a girl comes in with her mother, who quickly falls in love with Rex, and they decide to take him. Rex escaped and returned to the home just in time for Wanda to be beaten up by Tyson for her betrayal. Rex tries to stand up to Tyson, but he is simply brushed off by him when the other dogs stand up for Rex and are ready to brawl. Even the chief stands up and speaks out for the first time in a long time, much to everyone's dismay. Tyson punched the chief, whereupon the chief punched back and sent Tyson flying through the air. With Tyson out of commission, Rex and Wanda ran out of the bunker while everyone else stayed behind, explaining that the bunker was still better in the winter than outside. Rex and Wanda tried to go through the front gate of Buckingham Palace, but they were turned away by the guards who did not recognize Rex. When the hole in the wall was already covered, Wanda had an idea and ran towards St. James Park. While Wanda summoned the other dogs from the shelter, Rex finds out why they do not recognize him, thinking he had already died after the Queen held a funeral for him. As Nelson and Margaret are being bullied by Charlie because he is the alpha male, they refer to him as my lord or my liege. Rex and Wanda snuck inside while the shelter dogs entertained the security personnel by carol singing. Rex and Wanda entered. When the guards saw them, the shelter dogs ran inside and lured them into the maze garden. While Rex and Wanda headed inside, Rex confronted Charlie for his betrayal, which he tried to weasel out. Wanda was then duped into opening the room's cupboard by him. Rex and Wanda were covered in mountains of Rex memorabilia that Prince Philip had hidden away when she unlocked the cabinet. Charlie then lights it on fire and strolls calmly into the throne room to receive the golden collar that will make him the top dog from Queen Elizabeth. Amid the stuck doors and the room filling with smoke, Rex rescues Wanda from the debris and places her on a bed fastened to balloons. He then sends her off through the chimney, holding onto a few balloons himself to make his escape. Wanda seeks assistance from the shelter dogs and worries that Rex might be trapped in the burning room. Chief breaks open the door, but they can't locate Rex, so they proceed to put out the fire. Chief and Jack use the water hose, while Wanda, Al, and Bernard employ the fire extinguishers. After extinguishing the flames, they discover Rex safe up in the chimney. Meanwhile, Wanda rushes to prevent Charlie from becoming the top dog and seizes the golden collar, luring the Queen and others to the room, where they find Rex alive. Rex asserts he doesn't desire to be the alpha male, as he treasures his affection for Wanda more than the position, thus he hands it back to Charlie. Rex is ultimately reunited with Queen Elizabeth, and he introduces Wanda and the rest to her. Acknowledging the enigmatic nature of love, Queen Elizabeth decides to adopt the others as well. Charlie assumes the role of the top dog, and later departs in a wedding car to marry the president's Mitzi and relocate to America, while Rex resides at the palace with his companions. The end. Thank you for watching. Please check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.